The response here it is from the Electoral Commission. They say that in their view, they still recognize these political parties to be in operation. Once they have not withdrawn their licenses or the ability to contest, they will be allowed at these IPAC meetings to voice out their concerns and their positions as forcibly as they can. That's for the EC and the political parties. Let's resume another matter that caught many's attention late yesterday and has traveled up until this minute. The police in Accra have launched a manhunt for one other suspect in the botched robbery incident at the headquarters of the First Atlantic Bank yesterday. The suspect, who the police refused to name, sustained gunshot wounds in exchanges with the police. The robbers and the bank customer they attempted robbing all sustained gunshot wounds in the incident. Police are asking for help from the public to apprehend the suspect. We'll hear from them shortly from the police command. They organized a press conference just this afternoon. But my colleague Emmanuel Ante has been to the bank this morning trying to understand what exactly happened yesterday and how people are reacting to this 24 hours later.
We are at the national headquarters of First Atlantic Bank, where yesterday there was a robbery attempt, but fortunately the robbers were not able to make away with the goodies. Now, the information I gather here indicate that two customers from First Atlantic Bank yesterday came here to do transaction. Upon coming out of the bank premises, two guys on motorbike attempted to rob them of whatever they came to do here. But fortunately for them, the police came out in their numbers from all the angles and stopped the robbery attempt. Now, I am told that one of the robbers absconded with a gunshot wound. The other is in the grips of the police and is receiving treatment at the police hospital. One of the customers was also shot by the robbers in the thigh, and I'm told he's currently also receiving treatment at the hospital and is doing well. Now, let's go in and try to speak to people around here to find out how they feel a day after the incident. What do you feel about what really happened yesterday?
Well, I feel very scared because as a student, we apply this road often, and sometimes we are actually writing exams. So we finish our exams a bit late sometimes, so let's say 7 or 8 there. So sometimes I walk alone. So having heard of this robbery case, walking alone after exams around 8, I don't know, I'll be so scared. Having heard they've even shot someone. They have guns, so I don't think it's a good idea.
Would you use this route again?
Unless I'm in group. Like, I don't think I'll walk here alone.
All right, so I'm here with one of the eyewitnesses who will tell us what his account of what really happened yesterday.
Oh, the way I say, I was in the Wokoyi Scafrey Bank or our DP. The motor of a pack almost bear 1 hour. 1 hour in the middle of my house, say no more pay. The scanner, the agent, to the free inside or the banana. We knew nobody person or shoot too. Do get a scanner and or jail bargain. But I said it's the same way do no moon to me a day and Fanco. To a quarter motor no so. And I look at you no police for me free down one could take care of free down whatever. Thomas, we now about some one issue to no police who say Columbia air course was see. The one a police wants to start here so much to Alobano. Did the motor know at what will drive motor in the Okoye, but you know what you could tell me a 20 there. Almost shoot to know Asia and Banyas and get to a crumble.
Now, what he's trying to say is that yesterday they were here, two guys on the motorbike parked here for over an hour, and when a customer of First Atlantic Bank came out, they just attacked the person with a bag. They were also on a motorbike. They shot the driver who was holding the money, the rider of the motorbike who was holding the money. They shot him in the thigh, but he didn't die. And then they gave a warning shot. Fortunately, there was a police patrol car coming through, and the police also realized that there was something, a robbery or an incident going on, and so they also helped, and they also shot at the robbers, and that was what solved the situation here yesterday. Other than that, it would have been something different. Mi pacho inti say ene adiachi wabaha. Then how do you feel? Then we feel this.
Oh, me dey been slow here because we dey been say much man ma dey number beton to me shada been slow here afa ade ma be juma mba be no.
Unso say bia ombe baba attack mu nso amuye juma wo hanu say.
Oh, me dey na no dey been slow here wo afa hun sa.
Now, he's not afraid of anything. He says he's doing his business and he will continue to do his business here. He's not afraid of any armed robber whatsoever. Let's go to another person who was also here to speak to the incident. Well, as you can see they are both shying away from the camera. Well, we have tried to get an official response from the officials of First Atlantic Bank, but they have declined to speak on camera. But what they have done is they have expressed their gratitude to the Ghana Police Service for reacting swiftly to their call. Emmanuel Ante, Joy News, Accra.
So Emmanuel went back to the scene to try and reenact what exactly happened yesterday evening at about 4-5 p.m. Today we're learning that the Accra Regional Police Command has begun its own investigation and are actually looking for that other robber who was part of the incident yesterday. Let's get more details from Joseph Opoku. He just returned from that news conference addressed by the Accra Regional Police Command. Joseph, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Francis.
First of all, did the police tell us a different account of what happened yesterday?
No, they appear to confirm a lot of the details as far as what happened is concerned, except that a few things remain unclear. For example, the police tell us that from the time that the incident happened, from the indication that they've gotten, it was around 5:30. And so then there are questions. Around 5:30, then the assumption is that, well, banks would usually have closed by that time. And so then there are questions about how come even around that time, the said individual was actually getting money from the bank. And so then the explanation is that possibly he had an arrangement with the officials of the bank and to get the money even outside their normal working hours. The police are also confirming the detail that they strongly suspect that the said robbers did not actually just go in as a result of something that had just happened. They were actually trailing the man in question, and they followed him all the way to the bank, and eventually when he got the money out, then they tried to get the money from him. The explanation we're getting is that even the policeman who was on duty at the police at the bank around that time had actually closed and left. And so when the incident happened and then the shooting incident happened, it had to be other police persons who were passing by and were in the area who moved in to help actually get
okay, Gakpo, just on that point, give me the clarity. Is it that for the policemen, when banking hours are done, they leave?
Exactly the point. Usually when banking hours are done, then they don't remain at the said location.
Okay.
And so then those who eventually intervened were people, were other police persons. In fact, some of them were actually patrolling the area, and then they chanced on the incident. And so they managed to shoot the two of them. That's the explanation the police give us, that they managed to shoot the two suspected robbers. One of them managed to still get on the bike and left. Among the exhibits that the police showed us this afternoon when they addressed the news conference was a handle of the motorbike which had actually broken off and fell off. They also showed us a pistol which was actually used by the gentleman who has been arrested. His name is Shaibu Mohammed. He's the one who is currently in the grips of the police. And we understand that the victim whose money was actually being snatched, which eventually wasn't snatched, is also at the police hospital, just as the suspect. Both of them are receiving treatment. We understand that the victim would be taken to the theater this afternoon to receive some additional treatment. And the police are indicating that they are asking all hospitals and herbal outlets to be on the lookout for any persons who may come around with any such injury and may be needing treatment, because they know that the gentleman who managed to escape was actually shot. Ifya Tenge is the regional police PRO. She's been giving us a vivid account of what police version of the event that unfolded actually is.
Yesterday around 5:30 p.m., two gentlemen on board a motorbike whose names have been withheld went to the First Atlantic Bank headquarters at Red to withdraw some money. Just about 100 meters away from the bank, two armed men, also on board a motorbike, who the police strongly suspect were trailing these men, attacked and shot one of them with the intention of snatching the money. In the process of the attack, a police officer who was on SPC duty around the location of the incident overheard two gunshots and swiftly proceeded to the scene to avert the situation. Immediately, other police personnel who were within the vicinity and performing other duties, including motor traffic duties, also proceeded to give a backup. Police information is that as soon as the suspects saw the police approaching, they engaged the police in a gun battle, and in the process, 2 of the suspected robbers sustained gunshot wounds. However, one of them managed to escape with a motorbike. The police then conveyed the victim, that is one of the victims, who was shot by the robbers, and suspect Ibrahim Shaibu, 21 years, to the hospital. The money that the robbers wanted to snatch was retrieved from them intact, and also 1 foreign pistol with 1 round of live ammunition was also retrieved from the suspects. As we speak, both of them, that is the victim and the suspect, are in the hospital receiving treatment. The police will, however, use this medium to appeal to the public, especially medical facilities, traditional healers, and other health facilities, to report anyone who report gunshot wounds at their outfit to the police, or call our police emergency lines 191 and 18555 whilst investigation continues.
So that's ASP Efiatenge. She speaks for the Accra Regional Police Command. Joseph is still with me in the studio. Joseph, one more thing before we talk about the general picture of what the police is doing about the spate of people who go to financial institutions to go cash money and they get attacked. One thing I need to ask, did they indicate whether or not these armed robbers, what more do we know about these robbers?
Well, we asked Efiatenge specifically for the name of the suspect on the run, which she refuses to disclose, except to
Then
disclose.
how do we help to find them?
Well, exactly what I put to her, that how do they expect us to help them find these people if they are not ready to disclose their identity, give us their pictures and all of that. And the explanation is that for their own operational reasons, they would want to keep some of those details, given the indication that, for all you know, they may have an idea, they may know exactly where to go, and it's possible that the suspect, who is still actually, you know, at the police hospital receiving treatment, may have given them a lot of details. We understand that him, for example, he was shot in the upper part of his waist by the police persons who went there. The other, the victim of the robbery incident was also shot in that same area, and so those are mainly the indicators that they gave, and asking the public to be on the lookout for persons who may come around with gunshots.
One more thing, what more do we know about the customer who was shot?
He's still at the police hospital. We actually got information that there are ongoing efforts to get the bullet out of him or something, and so this afternoon it's expected that he'll be taken to the theater for some surgery to be conducted on him, just to get the bullet out and help him with the recovery.
Did the police say who this individual is, how come he was able to come and withdraw such an amount of money, prompting armed robbers to follow him there?
They are not giving a lot of details on that. In fact, we asked for those specific details, but the explanation is that to protect his identity and probably to protect him from any possible such future tags, then the idea is to keep all of those details. But the police are assuring that he's being given adequate protection at the hospital at the moment, and the investigations are still continuing.
Fine. But let's look at this in the broader sense. Many of us go to the banks or the forex bureaus or any financial institution to go transact business. In view of what we're seeing, about a month ago, we saw a similar incident just around the Royal House Chapel International, a similar incident there. What's the police plan in handling these institutions so some of us who go for business won't find ourselves on the wrong end?
The interesting bit is that these 2 recent incidents are all incidents in which the amounts that were being taken away were recovered one way or the other, except that we still had someone sustaining gunshots, and also, you know, some of the suspects running away. So you could sense that similarity. I asked the police PR about this, and she indicated that for now, in due course, they'll be doing a review of what the security measures should be at the various installations when it comes to the banks and other financial institutions. But more importantly, they want people to take individual responsibility for their security when they go transact businesses at the bank, so that the advice they're given is that if you go into the bank to withdraw huge sums of money, it's possible for you to contact the police and seek for police protection to go get the money withdrawn and take it to wherever you're taking it to, and they would be ready and willing to provide that for you so you don't fall foul of these activities of the armed robbers. Efiatenge has been given further tips on how the public should conduct themselves when they are handling such huge amounts, whether at the bank or at other places.
The police continue to provide security And you yourself, you also need to be vigilant. If you are going to withdraw huge sums of money and you think that the money you are going to withdraw probably may bring the attention of certain criminals to you, and you need police assistance, we are always there, and you can always seek for assistance, and we'll be ever willing to also assist you to be able to convey your money from one place to another. And we all need to be more cautious looking at this, but we still continue to protect and also give the necessary security. Had it not been the security within that immediate environment, I think these robbers would have been able to escape with it. So we are all grateful that at least we're able to nip the situation in the bud and arrest the perpetrator. Although one of them is on the run, we know that in no time, with what we are doing, we should be able to arrest him. All these things have been taken into consideration, and we work and revise some of our strategies. So with this, I know that the regional command would also review some of these things, and if there's a need for us to quickly restructure and or revise some of them and strategize in such a way that some of these things are improved, we do so.
So that's the spokesperson for the Accra Regional Police Command, the ASP Ifiatenge, giving details on what we can do personally to improve our own security so we don't fall foul to these armed robbers these days who are going around targeting unsuspecting Ghanaians. Thank you, Joseph, for these details.
Thanks for hosting me, Francis.
He is with our security desk. He's been bringing us all the details from the Ghana Police Service, from the military. You can guarantee that Joseph will bring you these kinds of stories whenever we get the leads here on Joy News.